Okay, we're live. Sorry for being late, those of you waiting. And I've got here a Mason from Huntstat Outdoors, from Marsh Rat Outdoors here with me. We're going to talk duck hunting, anything waterfowl. We're going to take questions. These guys are patrons over at Patreon, and if you are interested in channels and coming over to Patreon with us and joining these live streams, then check us out over at Patreon and you can join us, and we've got a nice community going over there with a lot of extra stuff. So I was going to tell you guys, I'll get your reaction to it. I'll talk too long about this, but why I was late, it was about, I told you guys I'd contact you at about 20 till, and it's about 25 till, and I was in my YouTube account, and my Monday's video, I actually have 3 copies of it ready for Monday because I had just changed some stuff around, and so I was going to delete these that I didn't need because I just made some last second changes. Copy of Monday's video, no problem. Then I clicked on the second of Monday's video, and it was like, well, hold on, you know, when you do this, it's permanent. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. And it said you deleted 29 videos. I just deleted the last 29 videos of mine just now.
Oh, wow.
Since I've got all the teals, well, almost all the teal season videos are still there, but everything else is just gone.
I mean, if you got them saved?
I have them saved so I can re-upload them. I do have the video, but I deleted them off of YouTube. Like, I've got to go back. I don't know what I'm going to do. I've got to go back and upload all of them to YouTube, and I don't know whether I need to like in bulk, just upload them all and just drop them in at once. I had like some serious momentum going with some of these videos. Just panic when I saw that happen. It was just like, I can't explain the feeling. It was a terrible feeling. So then I'm rushing to get around, and then I get everything set up, and Patreon won't work, and computer won't work, and I'm just like, I'll try that. Drake says maybe I can contact YouTube directly and get that restored. I don't know. I'll try that. It said this is permanent. Try that, Drake. If you know how to get a hold of YouTube, let me know. But anyway, we won't talk much about that. I'm a little bit shooken right now. I can say that. I'm a little bit shooken. I've got. I'm only going to upload my hunt videos, I think, which is about 15 of them on there. But I got to upload them all, do all the tags, do all the everything. Anyway, thank you, Drake. I appreciate it. So anyway, enough of my little apocalypse here. Let's move on and talk about what you guys have been doing. And Mason was on last week, so I'm going to start. Tell me kind of, I've seen actually hunts based on Instagram that you don't have videos posted of. You have some hunts out there that you're working on, or what's going on with your duck hunting?
Well, the video took a splash in the water, so I'm waiting on that to get repaired. So I'm trying to use my GoPro as one camera right now, and it's just not doing what I want it to. So hopefully I get my other camera back and then get them back out, because just the footage that I have, I don't think it's worth putting out there. That's why I threw out maybe like a cooking video, and I made a few videos. I just don't like where they're sitting at with just that one, you know, can't go.
But you guys have been, how has your hunting success been? It seems like you've gotten into some birds recently from your Instagram pictures.
I'm getting in a few, but it's just we ain't got no migration down here right now. Like, we're shooting at birds that been here, because now they're starting to jump straight up to the sky and then they fly away. And it's just, it gets, you know, 30s and 40s, and then during the week it's 80s and 85s. So whatever comes on the weekend.
You're in Louisiana right now, or Oklahoma? You're in Louisiana right now?
Oklahoma. All my friends in Louisiana are murdering them.
Yeah, I've read nothing but good things out of Louisiana right now.
I mean, everybody I know, I'm pretty jealous, because they're laying it down over there.
Well, you should be getting some. I mean, we just had a huge influx of ducks. I have never seen this many mallards in early November before. Normally, we're shooting mixed bags with maybe couple of mallards mixed in. In the last 4 hunts we've been on, it's been almost exclusively mallards. And this video that's coming out on Monday, I just go out with my dad. It's the same place as the last video, and shot a limit of mallards. Well, I shot 4 mallards, a widgeon, and a pintail. But the mallards at about 9 o'clock, I've never seen anything like it. Streaming in. They were coming up high. It was the south wind, but they were coming in high. But it wasn't like they were all in formation or anything. It was just like a river of ducks for about 15 minutes that just poured and poured and poured and poured and poured in. And I'm like, I mean, normally I only see that kind of stuff in January. But it was unbelievable. I don't know why we have so many mallards right now. I know there's a lot of snow and cold up in the Dakotas, but even that being the case, how many mallards that we have around right now. So you should be getting some soon, at least.
Well, we killed our first mallard the other day. I actually went out and I didn't even bring the camera or anything. I was like, let's just go hunt. And it was the best hunt we went on so far. And I was like, well, don't have no footage of it. I don't know why it works out.
Yeah. Your opening was last weekend, right?
No.
I thought it was the 11th.
Not Alabama. No, Alabama's the day after Thanksgiving.
What was that? I just could have sworn you said, okay.
No, so I'm going to
Georgia.
Georgia.
I must have misunderstood you.
I'm going to Georgia this weekend. So tomorrow I'm leaving to go up to Georgia. It opens this weekend. So Saturday morning we'll be hunting, and then Sunday morning we'll be hunting in Georgia, and then Alabama opens the following Friday and Saturday. So this weekend and the next weekend we should have at least 4 videos out of it.
Okay, cool. I guess I was just off a week then. So you are going to Georgia, and so you're going to start out this weekend basically.
Yeah. That'll be the first big ducks, big duck opener we've been on, minus teal. So we're pretty pumped up about it.
Well, the live stream that you and I did on last Thursday, Aiden and I had an amazing hunt Thursday morning where we shot our limit of mallards. We went back out Friday and Saturday and shot limits both of those days too. And I'll tell you what, I've shot limits before, quite a few, but this just hit perfect because I had Friday off and I had taken Thursday off. We had planned this 3-day hunt, and that it just hit perfect. Because normally, I've got that Saturday hunt, so if I shoot a limit, I can't go out and do it, 2 more days after that. So this thing just hit perfectly, and we were shooting just. Well, you guys have seen all the videos. I released the one yesterday.
That's absolutely insane. Like, that's where the mallards want to be right now.
It's been heaven, I'll tell you. It's especially as bad a years as we've had the last 2 years. It's been absolutely.
That's almost like hunting a roost. It looks so.
That's what it looked like. Like, no matter how many times you shoot, they were coming back in. I was like, oh, my
crazy.
God.
Well, it's a fairly big pool, and no matter how much we shot, they didn't leave. They would just move up. I think the whole pool is about a mile long, so they would move up about 500 yards or move down 500 yards south, pooling in this one area, and so we weren't shooting a lot of big groups, peeling off 2s and 3s and stuff like that. But even like Aiden went out Sunday night, and they were still all there. So I've never seen this many mallards in this spot, but I'm pretty sure they planted a ton of millet this year. And so the food source in the area is ridiculously good. Doesn't get hunted that much because in the Sunday and Thursday, Friday, Saturday, on Saturday, we saw 2 other guys clear on the other side of the pool. Those are the only people we even saw out there. So it doesn't get hunted that hard, and I think the mallards use it. Either they'll go out to corn and then come into it, but I don't even think they're doing that now. I think they're in the millet in the pools that get hunted like crazy, and then as soon as the hunters go in there, they pop up and they start coming in over here, and they're just hanging out all day in this spot.
Is it a hike to get back there?
Not as bad as you would think. It's about half mile, but the trail that we went in on, of this trail, but we had typically gone in a different direction, and it looked as though no one had even been on this trail at all. So I can't. It's kind of a head scratcher why this place doesn't get, because a half-mile walk is nothing. It's a real head scratcher as to why this place doesn't get hunted more. And so that's why I had, so like I was posting on Patreon, if I even want to show these videos at all, because this place is so sacred. But in the end, it's like, how many times we're going to hunt this thing in the next month?
I mean,
we're going back out there Saturday. And so if I never, I won't be posting any videos at all if I'm 2 months the way it's going. So I'm like, you know what I'm going to do? I posted the one yesterday that I deleted today. And I'm posting one on Monday, and then I'm saving 2 others for December. I'm going to post those in December.
Yeah, I got a few plans, but it's just I need the camera back to get everything going. And it's really hard, one camera.
Yeah. So are you in the process of getting another one, or you just have to wait a while, or what's?
I sent it in to get repaired, and they said like to replace it once it gets back to the store manager. So I'm waiting on it to arrive there, and he's going to decide if I get another one or not. But I mean, even if he don't, I'm gonna have to do something. But I got a protection plan, so it should cover it.
Yeah, I just am leery of those protection plans because, like with cell phones, protection plans do not cover throwing your phone in the water.
Right. Well, so, if it don't cover it, then I'm not gonna have a protection plan on any other. What's the point of buying it if it don't cover everything?
I mean, that's the number one thing with duck hunting. You're gonna drop it in the water. I mean, it's just inevitable.
Yeah. It almost didn't go. I caught it right at the last second, but it was too late.
Yeah.
So what happened exactly? Give the rundown on what happened.
Well, I was in there and I was like watching some ducks work. And I kept doing like that. And I guess when I come around, either my leg or my gun like hit the tripod. And it I heard it hit the barrel. When I looked down, it was like going down, and I tried to grab it. And it was already too late once that point hit.
Yeah. That's why I'm scared of tripods for that reason. I've got my GoPro case, and then my camera, like yours, I just keep around my neck because I know that I would knock it over on the tripod. I know I would.
That's a new thing. I'm gonna put it on my neck because
I've done that, and it's super convenient.
Yeah, that's
I finally hit your advice, Elliot.
With the GoPro footage I've been getting so I got the GoPro Black, and it didn't have an LCD screen on the back of it, and so I couldn't see shooting. So for a couple hunts when I had that, I was just missing all the footage. So I switched it out for a silver and had the LCD screen. And once I got that, the last couple hunts, the one I posted yesterday and the other ones that you guys may have seen on Patreon, I'm really happy with how it's working.
Yeah, I think the LCD
clear out by the decoys to try to make them look, because if you just on your head and everything, those ducks just look like tiny little specks.
Yeah,
it looks like you're taking 100-yard shots every time.
I even changed mine from wide angle to like the smaller angle, and it's still like that wide fishy eye look. But
yeah, I'm running mine on medium.
Yeah,
a medium view, but I'm putting it as close to the decoys as I can, and I'm pretty happy with it. And then my dad bought a new camera, got a good footage because he can't even shoot right now.
Yeah,
I'm really happy with how it's turning out.
I got some good shots from my GoPro. Like I got a pole and I put it down like in the pond, like filming the pond and us. The only problem is I got a few guys that shoot at everything before they look at it, so I don't want to get shot. And I know.
Well, you need to be the one calling the shots.
Well, they're new, and I try to, but it's just I try to get on them, but.
You just gotta let them know that you're the one calling the shots, and no one shoots without your say. That's what you need.
Right. I need to be a man.
When Dan started hunting, that's all I was like, and I call the shots now for the whole group because you just have to have one person. I mean, if my dad and I hunt together, we don't do it so much because we just kind of know we've hunted so long together that we kind of know. Anything more than two. We always have one guy calling the shot. It's just, especially with new guys, that's you gotta get them on the same page. Plus, I want you know, we want very specific shots too. And Mason and I talked quite a bit about that in the last live stream.
Yeah. And I try to teach him, he just never been out there. So, you know, I let a group work and I show him like, this is the shot we want. But he's like, oh, they're going to fly by. But I'm trying to show him like, they'll make another circle if they really want to come in, you know?
Yeah.
You just got patience to sit there. And he's learning every day. Every time we go out, he's learning, okay, maybe they will come back. Maybe I don't need to take that shot. And
yeah.
It's just going to take him a little while to get used to being out there.
And you're going to miss some, you're going to lose some shots doing that, but it are going to be much better. You're going to kill a higher percentage of birds. You're going to wound less birds. And those kind of close-in shots where they're hovering is just so much more fun.
Yeah. And that means you did everything right. Your decoys are right. If you called any, that was right. So I think it's more satisfaction when you get them in the decoys to put their feet down, because that means you did it all correctly.
I absolutely, totally agree.
Yep.
With that. And that's something that I know. This is only Aiden's second year. He's done a lot of hunting in his past, but not ducks. And I think that he and his dad had been in the habit of shooting a little bit longer shots. So that's something that I think he's seeing now, especially this year, because so many times it's happened where we let those mallards, they'll come right over you at 35 and we won't shoot. And then, you know, we're having over the decoy. So I think he's really starting to see that that's just the way to do it.
Right.
All right. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and hit them up and we'll discuss some of them. I am with Mason from S Outdoors, Dustin Baden from Marsh Rat Outdoors, and I will get their links in the description. I didn't get a chance to get it done yet because we were running really late because I accidentally deleted my last 20-plus videos. We'll get that up there as soon as we're done here if you guys want to check out their videos. They are patrons over at Patreon. If you guys want to be a part of some of these live streams, you're welcome to go over there and check it out. Specklebrook Trout Fisher says, how do you get into blind building? I'm new to it, and I need spreads for field and water for ducks and geese and cheap, good starter decoy brands. So blind hunting. I'm assuming, I'm not sure what he means by blind hunting. I know that he is more of a jump shooter. I think he's talking just about decoying. And he's talking about cheap starter brand decoys. I mean, if you just get on Cabela's anywhere, $35, you can get a dozen mallard decoys. They're not going to be great, but they're going to be good for a couple of years.
Or
so I would
look, always does that marketplace. You could buy a lot of used ones off there.
Yeah. They always have sales too after the season. You can get cheap decoys after season. That's what I like to do a lot of the time.
Yeah, we're gonna try. We're trying to move over to a higher brand of decoy. Aiden bought a dozen Dakota flock decoys, and he got a deal on them for like $150, which is really expensive. 170, 180 bucks, really expensive. But these things are decoys. And so my dad just turned around and he's picking up a dozen of the flocked mallards too. And so I think we're going to try to go smaller spreads, but just so we'll have 2 dozen of these flocked for a while, because we've been running, I mean, 5 to 8 dozen decoys, which takes forever to set up.
I always hunt small spreads.
You what?
I hunted with a guy. I hunt small spreads no matter what. Like I only have 30 decoys, and most of them are teal. Like 18 of them, I think, are teal.
We're used to hunting normally 4 to 5 dozen. I mean, we normally, because especially on bigger lakes, I mean, if you don't have a big spread, it's almost like they're not going to pay attention, because there's almost always a huge flock of ducks in the middle.
Right.
So
I just never hunt lakes. That could be why I don't.
Yeah.
Hunting in the marsh, you just a few teal decoys, and they're going to either come or not.
Yeah, I think it depends. Like these last few hunts when we've been doing so well, we've only been using 20, 22 decoys. So we've been going small spreads, stuff in and sleds and everything, and we just didn't want to pack that much. But when we hunt, open lakes and bays, we throw as many decoys as we can.
Yeah.
There was a video earlier in the year where it's something about where we shot 3 pintails, and I don't know. I don't know how many decoys we had. I lost track. It was 8, 9 dozen decoys, and I love having that many decoys out when it fits, when it suits. But certainly you don't need that many decoys all the time. But we are going to try to downsize and just go with a higher quality of decoys.
Yeah, I run all avian.
Go ahead.
I said I run all Avian X decoys, which they're a little more expensive, but I think the quality is there and it should last a pretty good while.
Yeah.
Well, ducks decoy to goose decoys and vice versa. Yeah, ducks will absolutely decoy to goose.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, a lot of the new movement, especially for boat hunters, is to run a bunch of goose floaters because most guys are running duck decoys. So there's a lot of people, well, a bunch of people that are moving over to real heavy on the goose floater decoys and pulling ducks into them. We don't have those, and they're expensive and they're big.
Talk about expensive. Yeah. Those things can run up there.
I hunted with a guy this weekend. He had some goose floaters, and I think we just had a bad day because they didn't work, but I think they would work because it's definitely a confidence builder, you know. But so is coot decoys too, if you ever heard of putting coot out there.
Yeah, I've seen that. I wouldn't gonna hurt, and if you have them, use them. I wouldn't probably spend any money on them myself.
No, not. I'm maybe paint some old decoys from like 20 years ago.
We used to have a heron decoy long ago that we would use as a confidence, but then we left it in the marsh, walked off of that.
Hey, this is off subject, but I got a question, Elliot, that I wanted to bring up. Do you have you seen Flair, his videos?
I have. Yep.
What's the deal with his video about YouTube demonetizing his hunting channels? Do you have any info on that, or I just wanted to see?
Yeah, he's greatly exaggerating.
I saw, because he's made that video, and then his next 2 out of the 3 are duck hunting videos. So it's like,
yeah, I thought the same thing. I was like, well,
it obviously didn't affect you.
Yeah. Well, there's a long version to this, and I'll give the real short version. Advertisers started pulling out of YouTube because their videos were showing up on content they didn't want it on, like white supremacist videos and ISIS videos, and some of their content was showing up on those. So like Walmart, all these massive campaigns that were with YouTube pulled out. So YouTube created this algorithm to try to filter out videos and not put advertising on those videos that might be violent or whatever. So when they did that, all the advertisers came back. What's happening is that there's a lot of hunting videos that are just getting flagged by the algorithm, but it's as Flair made it out like YouTube hates hunting videos, which is totally false. Rhythm that picks up on hunting videos. Anytime, every single video of mine that's been flagged has been reviewed by a live person at YouTube, and then it has been approved, which proves to me that they don't actually have any issue with hunting videos. It's just their algorithm has to sort through millions and millions and millions and millions of videos first shot at kind of filtering it out. And since then, they've actually done an update to improve it, and they'll continue to improve it. But I think where Flair's probably losing a lot of money is, I mean, his videos get so many quickly that there will be times in which my videos might go a couple days without being monetized, and then someone will review it, and then they'll flip the switch, and then it'll be fine. Well, I mean, if he gets 100,000 views in the first 2 days, monetized, well, that's a lot bigger problem to him than me not getting 5,000-6,000 views out of his pocket. But
yeah, I figured there had to be some kind of. I knew you'd have some input on it, or some knowledge of it, so I figured I'd ask about it.
At first, I was real scared by it because it caught me off guard, and I couldn't find any information on it. Because one day, and I couldn't figure out what was going on. So I've done quite a bit of research on it just to figure out the deal. And YouTube does not hate hunting videos. It's an algorithm that's picking these up. They're going to refine it. They're going to fix it. And it's just a massive task that they have to do what they're trying to do, which is to filter millions and millions of videos by a computer program. But I don't even think about it anymore, honestly. And YouTube seems to be pretty good at looking at those videos pretty within a couple days and flipping it back to green once they look. I haven't had a single video reviewed by a human at YouTube and not remonetized. So I think maybe he's being a little dramatic just because it makes better theater for his videos.
Oh, he got 200,000 views on it.
Yeah.
He's definitely doing something right.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I did have a big question mark. The fact that he said that, and then 2 days later he's posting hunting videos. So.
And I went to him. I was like, maybe he's right. They're monetized. I mean, you click on them, commercial. It's like, okay, yeah, they still are. So
yeah. So
I've noticed.
But I mean, he's getting so many views in 5 minutes. But
yeah, I have noticed a lot of the ads now are. I can't remember the specific one, but it's like a hunting ad for a lot of these hunting videos.
Yeah.
Well, anyone can purchase advertising on YouTube. So I don't buy the whole YouTube's liberal thing. YouTube wants to make as much money as humanly possible. That is their number one goal. And they're going to, whatever decision they make is based around what's going to put more green in their pocket. And it has nothing to do with politics or not liking this or that. It's just a simple fact of how can they make the most money. So
cool. That's what everything's about.
Yeah, that's business 101.
And they don't care if we make any money as long as they're making the money. But if we make more money, they make more money. I mean, they don't want to go out and demonetize, a guy like Flair's videos that are making them a lot of money. That's, they don't want to do that. That's not good for them.
Do you need a loud blind?
Ulysses Jaramilio, how do y'all find so many places to hunt public? When you guys want to take that first?
I'll go ahead. Go ahead.
Or you got to go. All right. Well, I'm new to public hunting because I just moved from Louisiana a couple years ago here. And you usually just go on you're like wherever state you're from, so Oklahoma wildlife and hunting wildlife refuges, and then it'll bring you to where you can hunt and what seasons are, and it'll show you maps and everything, and then you just drive out there, scout it out, and find out where you think the birds are going to be and just kind of get familiar with all the land. But usually the wildlife website from your state will definitely lead you in the right direction for putting you in the right spots and letting you know what's public, what's private.
Yeah, that definitely is definitely a good resource. And I will say we've hunted the same lake, a main lake, our favorite spot, for probably about 4 years now. And the more and more times we go, the more and more good spots we find. So it's really about getting out there and checking out, what works, where the ducks are, like you said, scouting. But as a original resource, definitely checking out what's public and definitely would highly advise, reading up on the regulations for public land versus private. A lot of WMAs and public land like that have some pretty specific regulations. So,
yeah, and I just get an idea for what's in the area, and then really survey it with the maps and with Google Earth, and then just get out and start looking. The main place that I like to hunt now took me 3 years of intensive scouting to know it, like the ins and outs of the whole thing, and hours on Google Maps just looking and looking and looking and rolling back. If you download Google Earth, you can still just back and look at the historical data, which I don't think you can do on just the website. So when you download it, you can actually go back clear to when they first started putting the satellite images up, which allows you to see water during wet years and dry years, and you can find places just to keep an eye on. And then I would mark them Google Earth with pins and put like need to scout, and then as I scouted them, I would check them off the list and that kind of thing. But I mean, it's going, if you want to find places that aren't just crammed with other people, it's going to take some effort. It's going to take some effort. At least here.
Another tool that I think is pretty cool. You have to pay for it, but I don't. You get a free trial for 7 days. Have y'all heard of the Onyx Hunt?
I use that.
It's awesome. For the 7 days, you get it free because it shows you all the land, who owns it, the if it's privately owned, whatnot. So I just go on there and screenshot all the places we hunt, just so I have reference to kind of boundaries and, you know, stuff like that. So I definitely think that's a good tip.
I did the same thing. I had that 7 days. I started screenshotting everything.
Exactly.
I went to Louisiana, started screenshotting stuff.
Yeah.
What is the charge for that app? How much they charge?
It's like a monthly charge, or it's a yearly charge for one state, and then like a monthly charge if you want all the states. It's fairly expensive.
But if you got 7 days, so if you just look at your state or 2 states that you want to hunt in.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
I was contacted by someone from them, and they were going to give me some free accounts if I did a review of the app. But that was like right before I wanted to talk a lot about the Huntstat site. And so I was like, oh, I really want that app, but I just didn't want to run it up against that Huntstat site that I got going.
It's a good scouting app.
Have you guys had a chance to check that Huntstat site out of mine?
Yeah, I enjoy it. I think it's pretty easy.
Have you been actively using it?
Not like I should, because I accidentally clicked and added like 27 hunts because it wouldn't load. So I kept clicking, and all of a sudden it like loaded 27 hunts there.
I did the same thing. Where I was coming back in my truck, and I didn't think a hunt was saving, so I kept hitting it, and then there were 7 on there. So right now he just fixed it so everything's editable, so you can go and change mistakes. That he's going to do is make it so you can delete those hunts. So that's why we're still in test phase, because there's little quirks like that my developer is getting his master's degree. He's working a full-time job. He's got kids. So he's just run into this like crazy busy schedule. So he hasn't been able to do a lot of work lately.
Yeah, I enjoy it. I'm going to use it. I got all the stuff documented. I just need to wait, because I got with you to put that editing in there to remove the hunts that you accidentally load in there. So now that you told me that, I'm going to go and put them in. But I shoot a lot more than I thought I did, I tell you.
Yeah. That when you start keeping track of how many shells you're actually shooting, it can be kind of an eye-opener.
I'll be using it once. I mean, we hadn't had anything since teal season, so once we get rolling, I'll definitely be using it. I did log a couple teal hunts.
All the hunts are fully editable now, and then the next step is you'll be able to delete those extra hunts. And we've got lots of stuff planned. I don't know if we're going to do an actual. Those of you that are watching, I'm talking about Freelance Huntstats.com. If you haven't checked that out, you might go over there and take a look at it. It's a place you can log all your hunts and keep track of your statistics. And we are still in the test phase. I may not actually do like an official hard launch until I might do it early December, or I might just wait till next year. It depends on, it just kind of depends. But right now I'm liking just, we've had 260 people create accounts, not paid accounts, but just create the free accounts. So I'm getting good feedback from people about everything, and it up and actually launch it. It's like really running the way that I want it, that we want it to run.
Right.
Really enjoying it. I'll enjoy it more so when I can get those 7 hunts deleted off there that skew my statistics. But I did go in and blank out everything on it. So my shooting percentage, it's just my hunt average. It's not right because I've got 7 extra hunts on there.
Yeah, I did teal season. I was kind of upset with my shooting percentage, but I was like, just blaming on a new gun, and you ain't shot in a year. So that's what I kept blaming it on.
Yeah. Well, I've found with my shooting percentage that shot selection is the most important variable in that. I've had 2 years in a row of really poor shooting, and this year I am making a huge rebound. I'm percent right now, which is way above my lifetime average. My lifetime average is around 45, so I'm way above my lifetime average, which is making me very, very happy. I mean, this year really couldn't be going a whole lot better than it's going now, except for the fact that I just deleted all my videos. But
I will say,
other than that,
you can't miss them. You know,
I was about to say, I will say, the more
that
when you have that many ducks and you get to be so selective, you get, you know. Shooting fish in a barrel over there.
Because yeah, and that's what it's been on a lot of hunts. Like that teal hunt that Aiden and I went on, where we were in that tornado. There was so many birds. it was like just taking our time and just cherry picking easy birds. We missed together only one shot. And then it's with these mallards, it's been pretty much the same thing too. On 4 of these hunts, 2 of the hunts, but the first one I went 5 for 5, and the last one I went 6 for 7. Because I mean, when they're just coming in and hovering, you know, it makes it you can become a pretty good shot pretty quick.
Oh yeah.
I'm working on like I need to change my modified to a full. I think I'll shoot better with a full choke.
Yeah. I can think of one time in the past 25 years I've used a full choke. I was
using a full extended. I have a Kicks extended for teal. I just am more confident with a full choke.
I don't know why though, because if you look at the charts that show what chokes are good in what range, they color code them by like red. And so red is like, this choke's bad for this distance, right? And yellow would be, okay, it's all right. And then green is your optimal for that site. And you get inside of like 18 yards and those full chokes become in the red. I mean, it's a terrible pattern under 18 yards. And I mean, I want to shoot my ducks between 15 and 30. And so, you know, if you use a full, it's just, you're making your pattern so tight in close range. I mean, if you're killing all your close range birds, then I guess it's not a problem. I look for my choke and I say, what is the distance I want to shoot? And based on that, what is the ultimate optimal pattern size at that distance? Cylinder for teal, which I typically do. And then once the big ducks start showing up, I switch over to modified, which modified between 15 to 35, even up a little bit up over, even to 40. I'd say it's probably 20 to 40 is optimal for modified choke. And man, I mean, I don't want to shoot anything over 40, honestly.
I try not to, but I have before.
Yeah, well, we all
I don't like
have. It's just
it's when nothing flies. You want at 40, you're like, oh, screw it. I'll take it.
I won't on a passing shot. I'll take 40. Like this video coming up Monday, I killed a pintail drake. It was the last shot, and it was easily 40. But I mean, it was nice and slow. It was hovering on the outskirts of the decoys. I mean, that's a lot different than a flyby. I mean, a flyby when they're flying 35 to 40 miles an hour, 45 yards, I don't want any part of that because I'm probably not going to hit it. And if I do, I'm probably going to wing it. Then I'm going to spend the next 20 minutes running around the marsh with the dogs, and it's like it's too big of a hassle. But if
I just get antsy.
If they're hovering at that distance, that's a totally different thing.
Yeah. Pattern master. I'm trying to read some of the questions that are coming in.
I'm paying attention to the questions. You guys go ahead and hit us up on the questions, and we'll try to get a few here. I saw Red Roof Retriever, which I just did an unboxing video with my daughter that I deleted today. I can't stop. I'm holding it together, but I'll tell you what, I am shooken by the fact that I just deleted my last 20 videos. Not pleased about that.
I don't even have 20 videos, so that does sound pretty terrifying.
The Red Roof Retriever, he sent these little duck suction things, and he was wanting me to put them back there. So he was asking what my wife's final answer was. And the thing is they don't suction, and I just haven't figured out any way to like dangle them or anything. And I love those things he sent, but I actually like the bare board, and I like it when I do discussion videos because I can overlay graphics on it and stuff. But I like it. Yeah, and the kids, my wife said the kids are fighting over them. Yeah. The Red Roof, that's my wife's official response, is that I really hounded her to get them up there. But I think we would need more than that. She says she wants me to use them somehow. She's glad that she sent them, but I don't think they're ever going to sit up there permanently. My wife's really against like duck decor in general.
One guy, Kelly Sellers, said, where in Louisiana have y'all been hearing it's good? I just posted back Southwest Louisiana on the Texas border. All my friends hunt down there.
See, they're killing it in Venice right now, and north of Venice.
On that one side.
Yeah, they're killing it down there too. But I have heard near the Texas border as well.
Craig, or I can't find the video on Patreon of Dan getting his limit there. Craig, can you give me a little more detail on that? Because are you a patron? Or because I know that I put, I don't know how I'm curious how you got the information that it was supposed to be on there. Dan did shoot his limit the other day, and I just don't quite have that video completed yet. And it's gonna go onto Patreon right away, and it's going to. It's his first limit of Mallards, yeah, and it's his first limit of Mallards ever. And so I shot my limit Saturday morning. My dad was with me and was there by 11:30, and we just kind of waited for him and hung out around a fire. And he got there within an hour and a half. He had his limit. So I've got that video. I just don't have it up. I don't have it fully completed yet. So that was the question about that. But on a video I haven't even uploaded yet, I tell people that video is on Patreon, and he was asking about it. So I'm wondering, I don't know how he even knew it's supposed to be up there. But it's just a quick, about a 6-minute video. And he kept shooting hens. I'm like, stop.
Yeah.
You just take your time. You don't need to shoot hens. But he's a little bit colorblind, and it was a gray day. So he was having a lot of problems distinguishing between the two. So we talked a lot about looking for that breast line, where it goes from brown to kind of white, because he was struggling on that.
He was just itching to get a limit.
Yeah,
he was. He hasn't really been able to get out that much this year, and he'd been seeing all these pictures of all these limits we had been shooting. So
yeah, I would be definitely upset if I was in your group and not been able to go hunting in the past week and a half.
Yeah,
I'd be kicking myself.
It was insane. It just felt so easy. I mean, hunting mallards is not an easy thing, and
no,
it can
absolutely
feel
not.
so hard. And it was just so easy. Craig, thank you so much for clarifying that. I'm sorry about that, but yeah, Craig, I'm just not quite done with that video yet. An intro for it, I just don't have it up yet, but it'll be there. It'll be there, Craig. Thank you.
I've been watching those videos, and my wife had to talk me out from hopping in the truck and driving to Kansas.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll get out there Saturday and do it again. I'm hoping. We're gonna hunt a little different area, but hopefully.
I actually told my buddy that the other day. It was like Saturday, and I was like, "Dude, you want to go to Kansas?" Like, are you serious? I was like, "Yeah."
Well, the Bottoms is holding almost 60,000 ducks right now too, so. There's a lot of ducks. But now that they've been here a while, I imagine they're probably getting pretty stale where they're spreading out. That's kind of the report that I've gotten on birds in our area, is that they're really spreading out because they've been here a while and they're getting a little smarter. So Aiden's going to go and scout the spot tomorrow afternoon. Looking at it, it hasn't been hunted all week, so that's good. So we will see.
There's supposed to be a good cold front being come in this weekend / early week next week too. Supposed to drop into some freezing temperatures, so
good.
That could push some birds.
Yeah, I hope so.
At least down here it is. I mean, down here it's in Georgia. I mean, it's supposed to get in the 29, 30, so that's cold down here. I mean, you got to think up north's getting a good bit colder than that.
Yeah, I feel you. 30's cold for me too.
It's hard to predict. Once we get to this kind of weather. Go ahead.
I said I got a buddy coming up next week to go hunting. I'm like, dude, you might want to stay in Louisiana right now, like till some migration gets here. But he's like, it ain't about the hunt; it's about having a good time, and while we're doing it,
Yeah. So I've got the day after Black Friday, Drake from Drake Valley Outdoors and Clayton from GT Outdoors. They're coming up, and Dan and myself and those two guys. House, and we're going out next Saturday, so I'm super excited about that.
Oh, that'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to film or not. I know I'm going to be filming for sure, but I don't know if they are, so we'll see. It'll be fun though. I'm really looking forward to it.
It's Clayton and who's the other one?
Drake.
Okay, cool.
I ain't seen Drake post any videos this year. I was really looking forward to like some of his new stuff.
Yeah, I know. Me too. He said that he had he kept having camera issues like his first couple times he went out. And I didn't get exactly what the issues were. And he got so frustrated that then he's like, screw it, I'm not even taking it out. I don't know. I don't know what his plans are. I don't know where he's at. I don't know what his plans are.
Earlier, I seen.
But there's been some new channels that have popped up that I really, really like. There's a Girls Hunt 2 YouTube channel. I think that's the name of it that I like. It's this gal that she hunts, but her husband doesn't.
Yeah, my wife's been trying to get out there, but you know, with the baby, it's hard to find a babysitter to drop him off at 3 in the morning. So we got family coming in for the next 2 weeks, and she's like, "Get ready, because we're not missing a day." I was like,
good. I wonder why she hasn't been on the videos, because I know that
I try to get into cooking videos, and she's always busy, and then she got inputs. I'm like, well, throw your input in and get in here, you know. But
the cooking video you did with the jalapenos?
Yeah, the jalapeno poppers.
Oh man, those look good.
Dude, you've never had those, Elliot?
No, I've never had those.
That is like the classic best duck. I mean, it's just awesome. That's the only way to describe them.
Can you do it without the bacon?
You can if you want. It's just hard to hold it all together.
Yeah, bacon kind of wraps it all in.
I've kind of gone. I used to wrap duck in bacon. I've kind of decided that I don't like doing that anymore because I love the taste of duck, and I kind of feel like when you put things with bacon on it, it's kind of like, you know, you just taste the bacon.
Right.
Sucks. I'm gonna put bacon on it, but the kids didn't like it with bacon. Yeah, and I made it for my kids one time, and they didn't like it. I burned the bacon too. I burned the bacon when I tried putting bacon on it.
Yeah. I'm gonna try. A fire
it.
Going. It burnt a few of them, and I was like, oh, you know,
you got to think the jalapeno and cream cheese kind of masks the duck flavor as well. So I mean, it's kind of all just ties in together.
Yeah, I'm gonna try it because I just watched that before we got on here. It looked
good. Super good with teal because the cuts are so small already.
Yep.
Yeah. They're perfect with teal.
Yeah, I really.
I've been lately. Go ahead. So lately, I've been. So I've had all this duck to eat, and I've been trying to just really get it consumed. And so, the way I've been cooking it is super easy. I just brine it in water for about 48 hours. Olive oil and McCormick hamburger seasoning in it, and season it for about a day, and then just cut it into like a breast into 3 or 4 pieces and just barbecue it just like that. And it's so easy. And
see, I always pick my big ducks. Just pick all the feathers off and.
Oh yeah, smoked big duck whole you can't beat that either. It's a little work, but.
Yeah, I've never done that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of work to clean them. Don't get me wrong, but it's the finished product. I think, like you make a gravy or, like you said, smoke them. I think it's worth it once you get to the end product.
You got to have one of those fancy duck pluckers, though. You know what I'm talking about? You plug in and it spins it real fast. Yeah, that would make it easier. No, I don't have one, but that would make it a lot more doable.
Yeah, I get home from the hunt. I just want it to be efficient and get it cleaned and get it in the fridge and
take a shower and take a nap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I typically start uploading video, and then when I fall asleep doing that, then.
Yeah, I usually don't touch my footage till like that Monday because I'm just so worn out.
I'm bad about leaving my footage on my computer for a while.
I get on it.
Yeah, my computer crashed and I lost everything on it.
Dang.
Yeah, you guys should do a video on how to pluck it and smoke it and pluck it. I'd like to see that. That's what Duck Gun Chronicles mentioned.
That'd be cool, yeah.
Yeah, I'll let Mason do that because I might do because I want to do a duck gravy with the whole ducks. But you can do the smoke because I ain't never really smoked them. I threw them on a pit before, put some boudin in them. But
you can't beat something with a little boudin.
No.
What is that? What is it?
Boudin.
What's that?
It's like a rice dressing, like dirty rice wrapped in a.
It's like a Cajun sausage.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's Cajun rice sausage.
Yeah.
My wife's from New Orleans, so I have a decent amount of Cajun influence.
It's
just a Southern thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. You guys are speaking a language I don't know. About 52 minutes. So I think we're going to shut it down, and I'm going to get working on. Oh, so do you guys think that with these deleted videos I did, let me get your opinion real quick. I was thinking about uploading them to video, but keeping them to YouTube, but keeping them unlisted. all of them at once. Just put them back.
Since they've been seen before, I don't think that's a bad idea.
Yeah, I do the same thing.
Better than like trickling them along and people go, I've seen that, I've seen that, I've seen that. I've seen.
If you trick them along, then it's gonna take you forever to drop them all out. You
Yeah,
drop them all
I just
at
want to
once,
get them up and just go.
Yeah,
It'll
I
be
just drop them all at once.
interesting how YouTube reacts to those, because the way the algorithm works is for the first 24 hours, your videos get much more prominence and shown than after 24 hours. So it's going to be really interesting to see when I drop 20 videos at once, how that's going to affect the algorithm and YouTube. It's going to be really interesting to see whether those videos still, like the video I put out yesterday, it was on the way. I mean, I picked up 5,000 views in less than 24 hours. It was easily on the way to 25, 30,000 views. And now that that's gone, I don't know whether they just kind of will sit there and not get much traction, or it's going to be interesting to see what takes place with all that.
Your followers, they're still going to watch them. So I think you'll get up there.
You just need to convince everybody to do a freelance binge watch on Friday night.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm all for it.
I
got to start jumping on all the work ahead of me with this crap that this work I just made for myself.
Yeah. I did that when I was deployed. I watched all the videos like one night. I was like, oh, I need to go to work now.
Elliot, you're getting so big, you're going to have a YouTube manager.
Yeah.
You can't keep up with all the videos.
Hey, I'll tell you what, honest to God truth, though, I don't have enough time in the day to do everything I want to do. That's certainly the truth. I get home from teaching, and I typically work on videos of some kind from the time I get home and about until the time I go to bed, whether it's just looking at analytics or what, but it's.
How's your wife like that? Because
I was about to say, you got a saint for a wife then.
Mine.
Well, she's an artist, so, I mean, she sits at her art desk, and that's what she does. And so I've got a couch on the opposite side of her art desk that I sit on.
That works then.
And we talk, and so we don't have cable TV. It's just kind of, we just hang out together, and she works on her art, and I work on my video stuff. So it's not even work; it's just fun. Honestly.
Yeah, that's why I do it, just because I like it. I enjoy it. My grandma always watches it, so
it's cool to share with people, especially people you know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's super cool.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people were like, didn't want no part of it. And then now they're like, hey, man, I want to come hunting. Or can you put this pic on your Instagram? Or I'm like, man, y'all didn't want nothing to do with it 3 months ago.
I still got a lot of friends that know about it, but they like kind of refuse to watch it. I'm like, dude, just get on and watch it. Quit being such a.
Yeah. For a long time, never let anyone in his life know he was doing that.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that when he was first starting up. He was kind of filming in secret.
Yeah, I was kind of the opposite. I put everything from season 1 on Facebook, on my personal Facebook. And then after people started watching it, and I was like, I really don't want to be sharing this stuff with all my work people and all that stuff and have people talking to me about it. So now I never post it to anyone personal other than like, I send videos out to the people that I hunt with before they go to YouTube.
Right.
But as far as like sharing them with and stuff and put them on Facebook, I don't do that. And I don't do it at all anymore.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, your friend.
All right. Well, we better shut this down. You guys have anything else you want to say?
Appreciate you having us on again. We enjoy it.
Appreciate it. And thanks for the support. And hopefully our season starts picking up.
Check out Marsh Rat Outdoors and Double S Outdoors and see what they've got over there. And as soon as I click off here, I will put those links in the description. But it's Marsh Rat Outdoors, and you can see their names. Imagine if you just click on those names, I bet you can even. I don't know if that's true or not. Anyway, but make sure and go check out those channels as well. So thanks for joining me.